What's up, fight fans? Thank you, as always, for passing by the channel. Much appreciated. All right, let's talk Frank Warren for a few minutes. Good old fish eyes. I think he's probably had the best year he's had for at least 10 years. I'm trying to think. I can't think of anything better in the last 10 years. Obviously, people will think about Wilder and that whole thing. But aside from that, we had the Windsor Park show, which was pretty decent, mainly because of the Wilder interaction with Tyson Fury after. The two Josh Warrington fights, the one against Lee Selby at Ellen Road was epic in terms of atmosphere, epic. And the Carl Frampton-Josh Warrington fight could have been British Fight of the Year. So overall, it's been a good 2018. He's had some duds in there, let's be honest. But I think overall, he'll probably sit back in 2018 and think that he is now back on the high table. People might say he was always there, but I had a feeling, I don't know, 5-6 years ago that it was it. I honestly did. I thought Box Nation, Frank Warren was done. That period when Matchroom and Eddie Hearn were just taking all their talents, I thought, you know what, they're fucked. And then came along BT Sports, then came along Tyson Fury. Billy Joe Saunders started to get his name out there. Josh Warrington came up as a superstar. And I think a big one in 2018, and no one really talks about it, was the fact that Carl Frampton chose to go with him rather than go with Eddie Hearn. So overall, 2018 for Frank Warren has been fantastic. No complaints there at all. That, however, doesn't mean you say delusional shit. And I think you don't get any more delusional than saying Tyson Fury is now a bigger draw than Anthony Joshua. And look, there's two things here. I think Tyson Fury in the last 4 or 5 months, I think his profile's gone from like here to here. I really do. Not just because of his performance against the Wilder fight, which really impressed everyone, but just even in the build-up to that. All the talks about mental health, the sit-down with Joe Rogan, his appearance on Sports Personality of the Year. So his profile was literally risen way beyond, I think, expectations in the last 4 or 5 months. I think people that thought he spoke a bit of shit, they're even starting to turn their heads a bit and saying, you know what? He actually talks sense. And I've always thought that about Tyson Fury. And even when he does say outlandish things, I love that anyway. I love it. I hate when someone is so PC. I like the fact that he speaks his mind. So look, there's no two ways about it. His profile has risen dramatically in the last sort of 4 or 5 months. But to compare it anywhere near the draw power, star power, power in general of Anthony Joshua, it is almost silly. And the funny thing is, Anthony Joshua's profile has probably taken a bit of a hit in the last few months. But don't get it twisted. Anthony Joshua's star power is through the fucking roof, people. And I'm not just saying this as a fanboy. I am a fanboy of Anthony Joshua, by the way. I don't even try and pretend I'm not. But I am a fanboy, more importantly, of boxing, right? And Anthony Joshua's star profile is incredible. You know what it is? I sometimes think that we as fans take it for granted that Anthony Joshua fights in stadiums. That shit isn't normal. Your average boxer, your average world champion struggles to sell out arenas. Anthony Joshua fights in stadiums. And he doesn't fight in stadiums against marquee names. I mean, Carlos Takam. It wasn't supposed to be Carlos Takam, it was supposed to be Pulev, but Pulev. Povetkin. I mean, we're not talking massive names here. Joseph Parker. Vladimir Klitschko's a one-off, right, in terms of big name against big names. But the others have been, would you even call them B-sides? D-sides, E-sides even. He sells out stadiums. I was at Wembley for the Povetkin fight, and I remember trying to stop and take it all in. But I remember the point where they turned all the lights off and people put their phones up. And I remember just looking around thinking, this isn't normal for a boxer to do. You're not supposed to do this. He had more people at Wembley than Tottenham have for home games. Think about that. His star power is incredible. You know what the funny thing is about Anthony Joshua? I have friends and people I know that have zero interest in boxing. Nothing. Don't care about boxing. Those people know absolutely everything there is to know about Anthony Joshua. It's incredible. And I don't think in the last 20 years, I can only think of 3 or 4 people in fighting, not just boxing, that have that kind of same star power. Conor McGregor, obviously, Floyd, and probably Manny Pacquiao. That's it, right? Where they're not fans of boxing, they're not even casual boxing fans, but they just know the name. And Anthony Joshua kind of has that star power. So to compare him, or even to say Tyson Fury is a bigger draw than that, no. I think Anthony Joshua took a hit with hardcore boxing fans just because of what's happened in terms of Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury. But casual boxing fans still love the shit out of him, to the point where it does become a bit irritating, but casual fans love him. And non-boxing fans still adore him. It's incredible. Anthony Joshua could say he's fighting me, Ade, at Wembley Stadium. Never boxed in my life. And I still think 50,000 people will turn up to see it. That's the star power Anthony Joshua has. And again, look, Tyson Fury's star power has risen in the last few months. But it's so far away from the star power of Anthony Joshua, it's a joke. Anthony Joshua is light years ahead of anyone in boxing when it comes to star power. Even, I think, Canelo. I really do think he's that far gone. It's crazy. Just because he now supersedes boxing. It's quite astronomical. So, look, Frank, good year for you. I'm happy. I like it. I like what you're doing. I like the competition you're giving to Matchroom. I like the rivalry with Eddie Hearn. But that was some delusional shit. There is no way on this earth, that Tyson Fury is even close to being the same kind of draw as Anthony Joshua. It's no. No, 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 no.